Namaste. Welcome to Math Vidushi. I would like to talk about a faculty development program I attended recently. In February, I received an email stating that I have been shortlisted for an FDP program on entrepreneurship and innovation, sponsored by DST, Government of India, and conducted by the Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. But I need to write an SOP and also create a video and tell how I would implement it. Wow! Okay, I had less than 24 hours to submit it, but seeing the confirmation email from the facilitator Ismail Akbani was a combination of relief and joy. Because you see, my target audience is not college students. I teach 7-8-year-olds and go max up to 17-year-olds just at the cusp of college. I'm a student mentor, career mentor, and a parent advisor, and an education coach. I teach maths, speed maths, fun maths, study skills, teen skills. So my aim to attend the FDP was why not include creative thinking, design thinking, innovation, and entrepreneurship to my forte. It has been a great learning experience. I would say the entire FDP was a mix of sessions to enable us to give our students the right guidance, mentoring, direction, and encouragement. We have several words in Sanskrit for a teacher. You can say Guru, Adhyapak, Shikshak, Upadhyaya, but an Acharya is the one who has walked the talk. He practices the teachings and understands the practical ramifications of the practices from his or her own experiences. जिन्होंने आचरण किया है, जिनके फुटस्टेप्स पे चल के we can also aim to touch success. Ismail's selection of speakers for each and every session was one such person, an acharya. Some who were entrepreneurs even when we couldn't even spell or pronounce entrepreneur correctly. We started with some thought-provoking sessions from Sanjeev ji. Rajiv ji's session taught that innovation and entrepreneurship is a learnable skill. Creativity is not just intuitive, it is a lot of hard work with a lot of fun. Failure hero Kirti ji taught that you could fail at least 32 times and still say, उखाड़ने के process में हूँ and आज कुछ तूफानी करते हैं. He gave us the what not to do list and so many tips for students. Really loved the session. I personally meet students who are born entrepreneurs, and I also meet students who are knowledge-oriented, shy introverts. So the discussion of Vishnupriya with Hari Prasad, the quiet, studious-looking young entrepreneur, broke a lot of my preconceived notions. Very well moderated by Vishnupriya, and Hari's passion and how much he had benefited from the e-cell was very evident. It was very nice to know that the next gen is also being molded and guided in such a great manner. While Sanjay ji told us about getting funds and setting up an e-cell, Balachandran ji told us about setting up the incubation center. Arjun taught us how to evaluate an idea and convert it to a business. And Yogesh ji taught us how an idea can move to proof of concept and what is the entrepreneurship ecosystem available for our students. Kunal ji spoke about how important it is to patent our ideas and protect our intellectual property. So much information, but concisely put with lot of expertise. Parul gave us this framework to measure entrepreneurship and to identify and break blogs, to jagao the entrepreneur in us and give us the ability to say, हम कुछ नहीं करते तो भी गजब करते हैं. The session was an eye-opener. It was great to know that we have some behavioral blocks which we can measure and analyze and work on to minimize them. Ismail told us the importance of empathy and that a wrong problem, no matter how beautifully solved, is of no use. So spend more time diagnosing and defining the problem. Vikas ji's session taught us that the most successful startups are those that solve the simplest of the problems with common sense solutions. Abhay ji spoke about how the aim of marketing was to make selling superfluous. Vinod ji told us that all ideas are cute, like babies. Some grow up cute, while others don't. So, we need to encourage each and every idea when we mentor students. While Prajakta spoke about funding and startup jargons that we need to know, Srilekha talked about how to communicate with various stakeholders. Satyajit ji's talk on social entrepreneurship and Shashikant ji's talk on how to access and leverage the alumni were very thought-provoking. Mr. Raj Bhatt, as the chief guest of the valedictory function, left us with some deep thoughts on how we as faculty members can influence our energetic students positively in the entrepreneurship ecosystem. Each and every session and faculty was well selected, and that truly made the entire FDP interesting and enriching. Every session was very interesting, educative, informative, and structured. A complete framework was given. And each and every speaker's passion, deep knowledge, and experience came through that talk. Lots and lots of scratches on the old CD. Lots and lots of learning and relearning. Ismail even brought ESL students from various institutes for a panel discussion. It was well moderated by Shivangi. Pratik, Gurkirat, Dhruvil, Mansha, Vidisha and Soumya answered questions on how exactly the ESL transforms students and prepares them as entrepreneurs. Now, we can't encourage the students to break barriers and be themselves unless we do that first and embrace our inner child, right? So this thanks is for all the participants. Everyone of them participated with zeal and enthusiasm and unleashed the child within and became learners instead of faculty members and trainers. All the sessions were very engaging. We had a lot of takeaways. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Harsh, Shivangi, and Ismail for facilitating the FDP so well. Thank you, Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And thank you, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Namaste.